Hi, this is Jonathan.
And this is Rebecca. Welcome to Customer Illuminated's beta. We build businesses from interconnected parts, like floors in a skyscraper. Customers are the foundation. Not abstract ideas about customers, but real people who might feel tired because a newborn kept them up all night, or frustrated because a boss just yelled at them. The business has to help those real people solve real problems. Everything else builds on that. Product features, competition, positioning, markets, segmentation, targeting, sales tactics, and pricing. They all depend on customer needs. Every floor needs to be structurally sound for the business to stand. If one floor falls, everything else falls too. There was a recent study of 10,000 startups. The number one reason startups failed was that they made business decisions without understanding real people. Everything that stacks up on top of guesswork is likely to crash and burn. Pricing, for example, requires clear knowledge of everything below it. And that's why pricing can be so hard to get right. If you just guess, you're probably going to get it wrong. And if pricing's wrong, the product won't be positioned effectively and sales won't work. And the whole thing's more likely to collapse. And that's why 90% of founders fail in the first phase of launching a business. They guess about customer problems, guess about product features, guess about pricing, and sales, and competition, and whether there's a good business opportunity in the first place. They stack guesses on top of guesses until the real world breaks in and everything collapses, or sags and underperforms for years. Some founders try to shore up guesswork with trial and error. They build a product and watch what happens. But think about that. It's bad experiment design. In the scientific method, you make a prediction and then systematically gather evidence to learn if you're right or wrong, and why you were right or wrong. Trial and error can show what customers do, but it can't show why they do it. Did they choose not to buy because of a pricing model, or a bad sales tactic, or some core feature that was missing? Trial and error is guesswork on a super long timeline. Some founders try to shore up guesswork with customer interviews. That's a great impulse, but interviewing takes skill. There's a computer science saying that goes, garbage in, garbage out. Bad inputs lead to bad outputs. Poorly designed interviews can't uncover patterns across large groups of people. Bad input. So facts can't drive decisions. Bad output. These interviews create a huge gap between what customers say and what they do, and founders find themselves back at guesswork. Some people try to shore up guesswork with surveys, but customers who take surveys have to accept founders' assumptions to answer questions. So surveys aren't great as a first step. Sometimes surveys help confirm findings from systematic interviews. But when founders start with surveys, the evidence they gather is garbage in, garbage out. Jonathan and I noticed a pattern in how our most successful mentors built multi-billion-dollar companies. They ditched the guesswork. They interview customers effectively, and they use decades of pattern recognition to analyze results. Then they build products that customers want, complete with evidence-based decisions about the whole business stack. We combine the best of their techniques to design a framework for customer interviews. Then we clean the framework using our deep knowledge of behavioral economics. The result is Customer Illuminated. Customer Illuminated is a systematic method for launching best-selling products. We use well-structured interviews to gather evidence about the real world. We learn what works and why, fast. And then we architect businesses from the ground up, so every building block slots right into what customers want. Customer Illuminated also shows when businesses don't have the building blocks necessary to succeed, so we can scrap products that are bound to fail in weeks instead of months or years. We built this online training program to share that method with our fellow founders, entrepreneurs, and anyone else who's bringing an innovative product to market. We explain everything you need to know, from basic jargon to step-by-step tactics. The method is straightforward. Anyone who's willing to put in the effort can implement it. We'll outline the program in more detail in the next video.